Dust is choking out the sun, we're riding on the flank. The first Alabama boys were breaking through the rain. Them rebel guns are quiet now, their backs are turned to us. We're chasing down the lightning through the thunder and the dust. I see the Jefferson Hills in the morning mist so gray. I see my Jamie waving as I ride so far away. My Spencer's barking hot and fast, I'm counting every shell, leaving empty brass behind to pave the road to hell. The metal's turning slow like a beast waking from sleep. The promises of mercy are the ones we cannot keep. Oh, the sabers out, the fires high, the world is turning red. I'm walking through the valley of the dying and the dead. I've left my soul behind me in the Alabama clay. Lord, forgive the butcher for the debt he has to pay. And silver as the cannon found its mark. A scream of lead and iron tore the daylight into dark. My horse went down in pieces, I was thrown into the mud. I woke up tasting sulfur and the copper of the blood. The hills of home, they vanished and Jamie's face went pale as the devil took the bridle and he set the final sail. I pulled my coat, I pulled my steel, I rose up like a ghost to reap the rebel harvest from the valley to the coast. The gunpowder is heavy and the air is growing thin. I've stepped across the border where the nightmares all begin. Oh, the sabers out, the fires high, the world is turning red. I'm walking through the valley of the dying and the dead. I've left my soul behind me in the Alabama clay. Lord, forgive the butcher for the debt he has to pay. Out the cylinder, I watched them fall like grain. I didn't feel the bullets and I didn't feel the pain. I dropped the heavy iron and I gripped the saber tight. A shadow in the smoke haze, a demon in the light. I opened up the spirits, I carved them limb from limb. The air was thick with dying and the light was growing dim. I wasn't man, no longer just a monster made of hate, swinging at the hinges of the heavy pearly gate. The iron's slick with heat now and the sun is fading fast. I'm drowning in a shadow that was always meant to last. All the sabers out, the fires high, the world is turning red. I'm walking through the valley of the dying and the dead. I've left my soul behind me in the Alabama clay. Lord, forgive the butcher for the debt he has to pay. The sheepfold, I was howling at the moon. A symphony of slaughter played a bluegrass killing tune. There was beauty in the butcher, in a rhythm in the strike. To see the terror in their eyes and feel the godlike spike. I'm knowing I'm the end of them, the judge and jury too. To know that God had turned his head and left me work to do. I'm bathed in what I've taken, I'm heavy with the loss. I'm nailed to everybody like a savior to a cross. The field went quiet, suddenly the smoke began to clear. I looked around for living souls, but no one else was near. I felt a surge of sickness that the feast was finally through. I wanted more to butcher, I had work left yet to do. Then I saw a powder box, a shadow shivering there. A boy in gray was cowering with a look of pure despair. I felt a grin spread over my face, a cold and jagged thing. One more life to harvest for the winter I will bring. The ground is soft and heavy and the sky is turning gray. There's not a cleansing river that can wash the blood away. Oh, the sabers red, the fire's dead, the world has turned to ash. I'm looking through the wreckage of the lightning and the flash. I buried every mercy in the Alabama clay. The devil is the winner at the end of every day. I dropped down to my shaking knees. I drove the steel deep into the sodden bloody earth where all the dead men's sleep. The rage had left me hollow like a cabin burned to ground. I stared up at the drifting clouds and didn't make a sound. The hills of Jefferson are gone, the mist has turned to smoke. I'm choking on the promises that every soldier broke. I reached for James' memory, but my hands were far too stained. Just a shadow in the sunlight.